Good morning. I have Juan Gaitan with me, Head of IR of Cellnex Telecom. Let me start by first congratulating you on the success that you have achieved in the Europe Executive Team Survey Results 2020. You have actually achieved a clean sweep across all the voting categories in your sector. A job very, very well done, and obviously recognized by the buy side and sell side. Tell us, how do you feel about the awards? What do they mean to you?
Thank you so much. We are very happy. We think that it's basically a validation of our way of doing things, how we understand the interaction with the market, and also we really appreciate that it is basically the people that receive our service who vote. So for us, that is of a great importance. And again, we need to admit that we are very proud, that we are very happy about the recognition, because fostering honest and transparent dialogue with the market is critical for us. So seeing that this huge effort is recognized fills us with a quite a strong sense of mission accomplished.
Fantastic. You've obviously, as a company, you're doing fairly well. You were recently announced the cooperation with Deutsche Telekom, and there are some also acquisitions coming up. So you're looking at, domination of Europe, as I can see it, which is fantastic news and a great story to tell as the world has gone through the pandemic and a difficult time. Tell us a little bit about how you overcame the challenges.
Priority for us as a project, as a company, was to ensure the safety of our employees, also to make sure that the dialogue and the relationship with our clients was not in any case jeopardized, and then to ensure our business continuity. So maybe our first priority was the project itself, and making sure that the relationship with the very different stakeholders was preserved. Then also, we needed to go through a very intense process. Many investors reaching out, and I guess that this is maybe a behavior, a pattern that many corporates have seen, which is the basically investors calling companies to see how they were being impacted or were going to be impacted by the pandemic. So I remember that that was a very intense process of asking about capital structure, about business continuity, about our growth prospects, if those were going to be impacted by the COVID. So yeah, quite intense. But after that, and after providing this comfort that in essence, despite the challenges, the company was not, in our view, extremely impacted by the pandemic, by the new situation. Well, after that, as I guess as any other corporate, that we needed to adapt our daily activities to the virtual world. So no impact from that point of view. If anything, maybe we have been able to gain even more exposure to investors compared to the physical environment, thanks to the availability of our virtual tools. And yeah, I mean, I think that we have all now adapted. Now we are more than used to interact with the market with 100% virtual.
Yes, very good. You've just mentioned, obviously, the virtual meetings. I think we've all now adopted that kind of mode of engagement now very successfully. In investor relations, digitization is obviously something that has been going on for a number of years. You're a team of 3 people in your IR team. Tell us, what are the tools when you look at IR digitization and methods that you are using?
We need to recognize that in that sense, we are quite old school. Traditionally, we have been mostly relying on physical meetings. It is true that maybe Cellnex, I mean, our project has generated a lot of demand in the past, and the way we have been covering that demand is with a lot of travels, attending conferences, and maybe prioritizing physical meetings. Then we complement our activity with platforms that provide us with access to real-time market information. Also, we use CRM databases mostly to keep records of our IR activity, and also for targeting purposes. This has been maybe up until today. Going forward, it is true that we are contemplating maybe making the most of digital tools. We are contemplating more virtual events. with management because I mean now maybe there is a scope to find the tools to provide more interaction between management in the market. Not necessarily capital markets day or investor days, but maybe events that foster a more fluid dialogue with large groups of analysts and investors, and also maybe dedicated multimedia content to cover topics of interest for the market. No, so for example, impact of new technologies in the tower sector, projects to provide possibility on projects where the company is working on, and things like that. So this type of virtual multimedia dedicated events trying to cover something of interest at that moment for the market. These are things that we are today assessing.
Share with us a little bit about your ESG story. Where are you at in terms of your journey? What are the events that you organize around ESG, and how do you achieve alignment with investors on the metrics that you use in terms of materiality aspects?
Thank you. We started, well, we are not even 6 years as a listed company. At the moment of our IPO, we created what we called at that moment a corporate social responsibility master plan, which has been evolving over these years to into a ESG master plan. No? So we have redefined that the targets of our original plan. Our new master plan has been recently approved by our board of directors. So hopefully now at our full year results in just a couple of weeks, we will provide more visibility on the pillars of our plan, specific metrics on how we will be measuring our performance, and specific targets for every area. No? Maybe an area where we need to put a bit more focus, and that is something that will be done during 2021, is our energy transition plan. So we want to provide a lot of focus on the acquisition of energy of renewable sources, also to be more efficient on the use of our energy. We are also assessing the possibility of using more and more renewable energy on our towers. That is something that maybe during the course of 2021 we will be able to provide more specific targets. Also, we as a tower company, we do believe that we can play a quite important role in order to reduce the digital divide. So we have seen during the pandemic that connectivity was key. I mean, not only a good connectivity with a very high quality of the service to ensure that homeschooling and any type of business, but also we have seen that in many areas connectivity was not enough, in some cases even non-existent. No? So anything that has to do with bridging or reducing this digital divide, to foster the sharing of telecom infrastructure, to somehow come up with initiatives to provide more connectivity. Those are areas that we want to where we will be putting a lot of focus.
Very good. We've recently actually conducted a snap poll with investors and corporates alike to understand a little bit more about their approach to activism. How are you dealing with that in your company?
We don't have a specific plan. That is something that is being assessed. So hopefully we'll come up with a specific plan in the short term. In the meantime, we do believe that a good corporate governance is key. In our case, we are quite comfortable, quite happy, because we have a majority of independent board members, fully supportive of our management. So I would say that from a board composition perspective and board members' engagement, we are comfortable because we have a composition and members of a very high quality. And then it is true that in our interaction with some investors, they provide you with constant feedback on what their view on how the company should be run. So we see investors more and more engaged on not just on the figures, but or the high level strategy, but they want to have a say on the details of the execution of our strategy. Feedback that we appreciate, obviously, and so anything that we can help or anything that where we can learn, I mean, more than happy to receive this feedback if it helps in the decision-making process. But I guess that at least so far we haven't had any experience with an activist investor having a strong presence in shareholding composition. I think that we are of the opinion that the best plan is a consistent execution of our strategy. Because if we don't deliver on our commitments, if we derail from our strategy or simply we don't execute on what we promise, to be honest, I don't think that activism will be our biggest challenge. We will have larger problems.
Very good. We've seen in the survey results that you have progressively improved across all the different qualities and attributes we asked the buy side and sell side to evaluate. Where do you see the trends in IR? What do you see may impact the IR landscape?
Well, I think that from a logistics perspective, if you like, I think that we are all adapted now to a virtual environment. So this is now done with no impact on our daily interaction with the market. So we are all now comfortable working with our virtual tools. Also, there has been a process after which investors are now also more comfortable engaging directly with the company, video calls. So I mean, now everything is very, very fluid. I think that the main challenge and opportunity for an IR is to be perceived as someone that provides or leads a strategic role outside and inside the company. So I believe that this is a role that needs to add value to investors, but also to the company, by actively participating in the decision-making process alongside management and providing unfiltered feedback to the board of directors.
What are your top tips with regards to IR? What are your top tools, and what do you think are sort of the must-haves that you need to have as part of a team to work actually as effectively as you have now demonstrated through the results?
Well, I guess that responsiveness, transparency, and knowledge. I guess that you need to know the business very well, and you need to be close to management, so that you don't miss anything and you are completely updated. And you need to try to become almost an expert on every single area of the company in order to provide a good service. With the ultimate goal to really add value to investors, make them willing to talk to you and to you only because of the very high quality of the service that you provide. And maybe now looking internally, I think that one needs to be brave, pass internally negative feedback if that happens, to really assist in the decision-making process, to learn about how the market is perceiving us, and if there is something negative, something that is not well perceived, be brave and to provide this unfiltered feedback that I mentioned before to management.
Very, very important advice there, Juan. And we move on to a quick question round, if we may, Juan. So I hope you're ready. I've got a couple of questions for you. And please name a historic person that you would like to meet, and what would you ask them?
He's not a historic person yet, so please allow me just to name Rafa Nadal, the tennis player, who I admire. And maybe the question for him would be, how do you keep your passion?
Very good. Your favorite band or singer?
Björk.
Yeah, very good. And what is your favorite quote from a movie that you're using in daily life?
The movie would be Finding Nemo, and what would be Just Keep Swimming.
Very good. Very good advice. And what is your favorite board game, Juan?
I'm trying to learn chess. I'm horrible, so it's just maybe it's just an ambition. So I'm really bad, but I would like to learn.
And a resolution for this year. Obviously, we're only in February now. So what are your New Year's resolutions or personal objectives that you have?
Be present. Be present. I think that we are always thinking ahead and worrying and concerned and planning. And no, I think that we, at least in my case, I think that I need to make an effort to be more and more present.
Yeah, I think that's true for probably a lot of us, to be honest. So with that, thank you so much, Juan Gaitan, Head of IR of Cellnex Telecom. It's such a pleasure. You shared great insight here with us today. Again, congratulations on achieving the top spot in the telecom sector in the Europe Executive Team Survey 2020. I wish you that you're able to repeat that success this year with a survey starting very soon and providing hopefully qualitative feedback and recognition for the hard work and that you and your team and management are putting into IR. Thank you very much for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much.